Good morning. Hope everybody is having a wonderful start to their weekend. I'm kind of like messing around with this editing software and trying to do a new live review at the same time as well. So we're going to see how
Do
this
a
goes.
new live review at the
Let
same time.
me turn this volume down over here. Please let me know if you can see me okay if you are tuning in right now. Let's see. Edit video. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay, let me give it a title. Queen Sugar. I hope you guys have been keeping up, by the way, with Queen Sugar. Last episode that I saw, well, actually, I haven't done a live review on Queen Sugar in a couple of weeks because I've been trying to get in some of the other shows. Let's see, I can't spell forward. Some of my other shows lately. So I hope you've been keeping up with my reviews. I've done some over the last week on Black Ink, Hip Hop of Hollywood, Basketball Wives, and Housewives of Potomac. As usual, I try to at least do a live every other day or so, and I try to squeeze in as many of them as possible in a week. I watch a lot of shows, and I can't, of course, do live reviews on all of them every week, but I try to get as many as I can and try to rotate them out, every week or so. Okay, just editing this. Please subscribe, like the video, and share the video. If you're just on your way in, please make sure you hit subscribe. If you're already not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. And after you hit that subscribe button, you'll see a bell. And when you click on that bell, once you see the asterisk around the bell, then that'll let you know that you are now going to receive all my live notifications as soon as I go live. Okay, let's see. All right, just trying to share the video real quick. But what do you guys think about the last episode of Queen Sugar? I do like how it's coming to play out with Ralph Angel, um, and his son's mother, Darla. Um, from since they
Angel.
have been separated, they have actually been having issues over who gets to spend time with him, who gets to spend more time with him. And once Darla and him broke up, after he found out that, Ralph Angel, I'm sorry, that Blue wasn't his son, Ralph Angel and them, they broke up. And ever since then, they've been having fighting over custody. They didn't take it to court at first. They were trying to, work it out amongst themselves, but that wasn't working out. So Darla decides that she was going to take legal matters to try to, get something set in stone about their son. And on top of that, because as I've said before, over the past few videos that I've done for this show, Ralph Angel, we know that he's not the father. He took the blood test, found out he was not the father of Blue. But ever since then, he's been treating Darla, like, just some chick off the street instead of his baby's mother. And she is actually the only real parent of Blue. And even though Ralph Angel has been there, ever since, he did go to prison for a while, so he did miss a little time from Blue's life. But after then, he's been a stand-up dad, working hard, tending to the farm and, the mill and everything. But he has been shady against, Darla, basically telling her she can only see him between this time and that time, only this weekend or every other weekend, or, not allowing her to take him, to her house. And then she got a new house. She got it all decorated, got him a bedroom, hooked it all up, got her a stable job. And he still was, treating her like she was a bad parent. Keep in mind, she did used to be on drugs. She was addicted to drugs, but she had went to rehab, got herself cleaned up, and that's when she came back to Blue and Ralph Angel and became a part of their lives again. But when he found out the son wasn't his, they broke up again. So that just gives you a little recap on that situation. But now, they went to court, and basically Ralph Angel is like, you know what? Even though you're trying to get full custody of Blue, and even though I'm not the paternal father, I still have my rights. I'm glad he did his research, because a lot of men don't do their research. They be out here and you hear them talking about, I can't spend time with my kid because their mom, she's mad at me because of this, or because I'm late on child support, or because, I lost my job, and, this, that, and the third. And that's their excuse why they don't spend time with their children, or why they can't, spend quality time with their children or help raise them, because they blaming it on what she's doing. That's not an excuse not take care of your kids. You have to do, something else. You have to get your chips up, do something, find your lawyer, do whatever it takes, because you have rights. And even with Ralph Angel in this situation, he's not even the paternal father, but he knows he has rights. And so he's, contesting that, basically her, having full custody. And I don't know why they didn't before just say share custody, joint custody. I mean, even if it's your house every 2 weeks, your house every 2 weeks, every other week, you have them on the holidays this time to this time, then we alternate and switch up. I don't understand why they didn't do anything like that. But anywho, after, uh Darla's mom started going off on Blue and everything, and telling him that he has no rights and he's not the father and all that, Darla got upset because she knows that Ralph Angel is a great person, a great dad, a great father, hard worker, and he didn't do anything wrong in this relationship that resulted into them breaking up. So I'm glad she was defending him against her mom. And so you saw in this last episode, when Darla was having troubles trying to teach Blue how to ride his little bike, he gave up, he tapped out. He tapped out, and he got tired of her trying to teach him how to ride a bike. So she was like, you know what, I got something for that. So, she came and took him over his father's house to Ralph Angel, and told him she needed some help because he didn't want to learn how to ride the bike anymore. And after that kind of bonding time between them, all three of them, she let him know, you know what? I've been thinking, I know you've been there, you've been there for him, when I was drugged out and all this, that, and the third. And I just want to have joint, just share Blue, and keep the courts out of it, which is what they should have done in the first place. Instead of Ralph Angel trying to be pig-headed and, trying to go hard on Darla because she slept around with somebody when they were broke up. Keep in mind, she did not cheat on him. They were separated. She got pregnant. She just thought that it might be Ralph Angel's baby because it was kind of, but I guess if she would have got a blood test at first in the beginning, or told Ralph Angel in the beginning it was a possibility, then they wouldn't be going through this now. But who knows? But anyhow, on to another part of the show. Uh Man, Micah, boy, I knew. I said, I think it was like 3, 4 episodes ago. I said Them boys is gonna get him in trouble. His little clique, his little crew is gonna get him in trouble. When Charlie let him decide, or basically, told her that he wanted to go to this other school, that he feels more comfortable there instead of going to, the private school that he was, formerly going to. She made him promise, please promise that, you'll be on your best behavior. You won't get into any trouble. You'll keep your grades up, all this. And he promised he would, but then he got with that little crew who all of a sudden now they want to start burning up buildings and stuff. Even though it was an accident, I knew that something was going to come about bad about this whole situation with him and that clique. Now, one of his friends, the one who actually uh accidentally set the fire. Well, he didn't. They set the fire, but the house wasn't supposed to burn down. You saw that. The house wasn't supposed to burn down. The house where the white people were portraying around with pretending to be slaves and all that, and making money of past incidences that happened on the plantation. They were making money, and the kids were upset about it. So they wanted to basically, let them know, or give them a reason to possibly shut the place down. But it didn't work out too well. The house caught on fire, and the little boy, he got charged with arson because his fingerprints were found on the lighter, which was his dad's lighter. And so he went to jail. And then they put him on house arrest. But what hit me was when Micah kept trying to, he knows that they all were in the wrong. And although only one of them got caught, the rest of them is like not really speaking to each other. They trying to lay low because they don't want the authorities to realize it was more people involved in the situation than just the guy who got caught. And Micah, he's feeling sorry, he's feeling bad, he's like, I wanna go holler at my friend. And his mom is like so against it. Like, no, you stay away from him. You could go to jail. You told me you weren't going to be in trouble with these guys, and now look what happened. And, I'm scared for you and everything. And he's like, but mom, this is my friend. He's taking the fall for all of us, and I can't just go speak to him. I can't see how he's doing. Go check on him, let him know I got his back, let him know we're going to raise money for attorneys. And, Micah is there for his friend and wants to make this right. And then on top of that, he gets smart with his mom because she's like, you can't go over there. And he's like, oh, I'm going over there. I'm like, what the heck? I mean, when she first pulled him out of the school, when she overheard them talking and whispering about, don't say nothing, just keep chill, be quiet, we got to be careful. She already knew that he might be involved with that arson. And he got smart with her, told her he wasn't going straight home. He was going over his auntie house. And he just was so rude and so disrespectful. And I'm like, dude, Charlie, really? I mean, she should, and I understand that he wants to be there for his friends, but as far as the route that he went, disrespecting his mother and how he got away with that, boy, child, I wish. Anyway, I wish he was wrong for that. I know where his heart is in the right place, but he still has a little anger, I believe, from what happened when he got arrested. For I think he was speeding, and he got arrested and put in the back of the cop car, and the cop had put a gun in his mouth. I don't know if y'all remember all that, if you've been watching it from the beginning. The cop had put a gun in his mouth, and he was so scared. He messed his pants, and he was afraid of the police and all this kind of stuff. And I think he still, from then, he's just been acting a little bit different. Like he's still angry or upset about that, and is holding something on the inside, and he's taking it out on his mom. And I think that's why he's also so involved with the protest against the white people, on that plantation, or portraying the plantation and the slaves and all that. But in the end, his aunt, she was able to, help him out and let him know this is not the route you want to go. When you protest, you need to protest in peace. You need to know your end game. You need to make sure that there is no, just like back in the day, how, a lot of people didn't believe with Martin when he was like, we protest in peace. We don't fight. You just try to make it as easy as possible to get your point across without making things worse. And that's all that she was trying to teach him. And in the end, when you saw in the end, he was making plans. He was even, looking up on I think he was looking up on Google, how to do a proper type of protest, or the plans or the routes or the steps to do a proper protest. So I'm glad Nova was able to get him some points about that. Um, Charlie. Now, when Charlie had, oh Lord, when she had sold her meal, I knew that was a bad decision. I told Charlie it was a bad decision, but hey, she wasn't listening to me, not little old me. But I knew that was a bad decision, even though she had sold the meal, because she was like, you know what, we get a percentage of their company. She has access to all their shares, to all their business information, to all the going ons of all everything that they've basically been doing, the good and the bad when it comes to this business. Um, but it looks like it finally backfired. She tried her best to stop them from building a jail, or should I say prison, on the property, because the Bordelons, their property is basically surrounding a lot of other properties, and they have been trying to get access to their property for a long time, and they didn't really know what it was for. And so Charlie, that was the whole reason why she sold the mill, because she wanted to find out what was really going on. And being that she has a 1% stake in everything now, she thought that she could, make a difference and save the property of a lot of the farmers. But left and right, these farmers' property is being taken away from them. Just like with 1 second. Oh Lord, I forgot the name of the man that I forgot his name, but it'll come to me. But basically what she was trying to do was help, try to save the property from, them being taken away from some of the black farmers, but it wasn't working out. She found out that they were going to make a prison, and she figured that, it was finally the right time to let Prosper know, that's his name, Prosper, know what was really going on, because Prosper had lost his property, and he didn't want to bother his daughter, because he just figured, she got too much going on. She has a family, she has children, even though he's elderly and, losing his property, he's still, I don't know if it was more prideful, or if it was more he didn't think she would be there to take care of him, because I got a little confused about that, because at the end of the show, when he called his daughter, it seemed like she was happy, like she was okay with coming to get him. So I don't know why he stalled and didn't do that in the first place, but instead, Charlie moved him in with her. And so when she figured it was, that point in time where she needed to get this off her chest, she let Prosper know, this is what happened. I sold the meal, and he, of course, got upset. And he was like, how could you do that? How could you get in bed with the devil? And she was trying to tell him, I was doing it for you guys. I was trying to, make a difference and save our property, and, blah, 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 blah. It didn't work out. So he figures, and I did not know that he was going to do this, but he went, and I guess he spread the news all over all over town, because at first he seemed like, he had her back, and he was like, I got your back, I'm with you, I'm going to help you fight and everything. And then to come to find out, when they were actually at the meeting, the whole the whole town basically found out that Charlie had sold the mill for 1%. And so at the council, they were having a vote and everything, and it seemed like it's a mainly a black and white. It's a black and white thing. It just seemed like it comes to a racial thing right now, because it was voted, after everybody had their say so, after some of the citizens stood up and was protesting and saying, we don't need you guys to come in and help our community, we don't need y'all to build a prison, to help get money into the community, things like that. Y'all just want to put more people in that prison, y'all want to put our people in that prison. And that is really why a lot of prisons are constantly being built. I mean, when you come to think of it, so many people are in prison right now when they shouldn't be. Like, they put so many people in prison for, how many people are being proven innocent every year? Every year. Now that we have this special DNA testing where they can go through your family members and stuff like that, I'm so glad they have that now, because they can test different people in your family now and basically prove that some people in jail didn't commit a crime, didn't commit a rape or a murder or, whatever. And so I'm glad they have that now, but there's a lot of people getting put in prison every year. And it's mainly, to get money for, them. So anyway, Charlie, she's sitting there and she's sitting there listening, and you can tell she's getting upset, but she's not doing anything. And so Ralph Angel is like, "Aren't you going to say something? Aren't you going to say something?" Basically, you got them in this mess. Now, what you're saying could be true. They could have still been losing their properties left and right if she didn't sell the mill. But being that you are part of this problem now because you got in bed with the devil, get up and say something. So finally she did. Finally she got up and said something. And she tried. She really tried. She got up and she was real angry and telling them, the reason why you want this prison is because you guys just want more money for yourself, and you just want to put our community, put people in our community in jail and fill that prison up. But she tried. And even though some of neighbors, some of her neighbors, some of the people from the community, was yelling, "Oh, now you want to do this, oh, now you want to help, oh, now," she turned around, she basically told them, "I did this for y'all, I was trying to make it better for y'all, I was trying to make it better for your families, I didn't do this for myself." And after she was pleading with them to understand where she was coming from, they started to relax and let her continue on with her protest. But in the end, it didn't work out. The voters, it was 4-3, and like I said, it was basically like a racial thing going on, where the black people was against, the white people was for, and you know how it is in the South. So that didn't go too great. I'm hoping that Charlie still got some tricks, some tricks under her sleeve, because other than that, I don't know what's going to happen with the rest of these farmers, and as far as their livelihood and everything goes. Um, I'm looking forward to next episode to see if Prosper is actually going to go back to his go live with his daughter, because he told her it's time for you to come down and get me, or if he's going to try to stay and fight it out, with Charlie and everybody else. Aunt Vi, I'm kind of worried about Aunt Vi. She got her business up and running. She's making those delicious pies. She's becoming well known. They even came and put her on a commercial, a TV show, did an interview and everything with her. And this lupus seems like it's taking control right now. The last few episodes, she didn't have some incidences where she was either passing out or lightheaded or jittery. And so this episode, she started having chest pains. I think wasn't able to breathe or just started having some bad chest pains and slid down to the floor and everything. And you could just see the terror in her face, like she was scared to death. And so I'm glad she had some people there. I'm glad she was at work with her assistants or her employees or whoever um, to help her and get her to the emergency room. But like I said, I'm kind of concerned because her fiance Hollywood had been telling her, he wanted her to back off. He wanted to help more. He wanted to, do this, that, and this for her. But she, so hesitant because she wants to do everything for herself. She always throws it up in his face how her ex husband was, how every time he did something for her, he threw it up in her face, which was why, it took her a while to allow Hollywood to even start helping with her business, like buying her the truck with the freezer and everything in it, um, so she can deliver her cakes more professionally and more safely. Um, so I think on Vi, not, I don't think she should sat down somewhere and stop dealing with that business right now. But I think she needs to learn to let people help and take over. Like, for instance, she didn't tell her nieces and nephews, that she was sick. She didn't tell anybody. The only person that knew was Hollywood. And once they found out, they was upset. Like, you supposed to let your family know those type of things. And I actually went through this before with a loved one. Had got sick, had cancer, and didn't let anybody know till it was basically almost time for them to go to heaven. It was just too late by then for anybody to do anything, but we still had a little time left to spend time with them and, you know, send them home properly and everything. But, when you have a serious disease like that, you should tell your family and let everybody know so they can help and, try to ease some of the things that's going on with your life to make it a little easier for you. So I'm hoping that she gets this taken care of because I know that man that she went in business with, I don't know, even though he had her sign those papers and tell her that even though she has lupus, because at first I thought that he was going to scratch the deal because he had, had made a contract with her and, they're kind of like partners and everything. And then she wanted to have her own business, her own store, and didn't want to work in his store anymore, sell pies out of his store anymore. So, he was like, okay, after he found out that she had lupus, he said, just make sure that we're being honest with each other and you tell me everything, that's going on. Now, in this episode, I didn't see him anywhere. I don't know if next episode she's going to tell him that she had, went to the hospital because her lupus was acting up. But I think that there is an ulterior motive why he really uh, did that contract with her. Because, in all fairness, um, I don't necessarily think that somebody who has a serious illness like that wouldn't be capable of running a business. But when you think about it, something like lupus or something that a lot of people do not survive from, different cancers and things, um, you never know. You never know. They could be good today. They could be running around a track today, playing basketball. I mean, having a birthday party around family, happy go lucky, working, doing what they do in their everyday life. And the next day they can be dead. I mean, or they can be in the hospital hooked up to a machine on oxygen. So I think he has an ulterior motive just by the way that he was, I don't know. He just seemed a little seedy to me. So I might be wrong, but I really think that he has an ulterior motive and that it might include taking over her business. That's just my opinion. So you guys let me know what you thought about this episode. Let me know what you think about the Darla and Hollywood situation. Let me know what you think about the Nova situation, because Nova finally let Aunt Vi know that she was seeing Charlie's ex, and boy, she went off. She was like, basically, how could you? That's your sister. I mean, girl code, sister code, best friend code is all the same. And for you to start messing around, well, even though she claimed they only kissed, but still, y'all done went on dates and everything, and you know, and then she asked Charlie, "I'll end it if you want me to." Like, of course, Charlie is not gonna be like, yeah, end it. And you saw she didn't say anything. She just sat there. But Nova knew, she needs to end this. And then when she told Aunt Vi, boy, I thought Aunt Vi was gonna cuss her out 7 days from tomorrow. But she did go off. But basically, Nova, you was wrong. If anything, if you was interested in Remy, I think that was something you should have brought up in the very beginning when you first realized that you guys had some kind of connection. Make sure it was okay. See if Charlie really cared. Maybe, their relationship is totally over and she don't really give a heck about him. But anywho, it's over now. I think. I think because I think they still have a very strong connection. And I don't know. I can see them trying to hook up behind the scenes or behind somebody's back, but hey, let me know what y'all think about this episode or what you think might happen on the next episode. Um, Make sure again, if you didn't like this video on the way in, you like it on the way out. Make sure you share the video on your social media. And if you are not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button. And once you hit the subscribe button, after you hit that subscribe, then you'll see a bell. And when you see that bell, hit the bell till you see the asterisk around the bell. And that'll let you know that in the future, you will receive all notifications when I do go live. So, as usual, to my primetime squad. Until I see you again, stay safe, be blessed, and I'm out.